guys, I'm Kambra Potter. I'm here at the 2018 Comic-Con, and I am so honored to meet the guys from BuyBust. First of all, guys, congratulations on your recent release. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Ecstatic, nervous, and it doesn't feel real still. Still feels like a dream. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great way to feel. Enjoy that. Soak that in. What about you, Erik?
No, it was great to present it to the world audience, but we're excited about showing it in our home country in the next week.
Which is the Philippines, correct?
Yes, it's the Philippines.
So how would you say, I recently had the privilege of interviewing some Filipino-American actors at the Philam Creative panel, and a couple of them had some general consensus that there's a lot of stereotyping that goes on in American films for Filipino actors. Would you, from another actor perspective, agree, or how would you feel about that?
You know, this is my first film, so I don't have a very extensive, educated opinion on the entertainment side. But as a fan out looking in, there has been a lot of stereotypical roles for Filipino American actors, you know. I want to say it's part of the gig. It's kind of the role. That's kind of where you're at, and we just have to work to try to get past that as each individual, you know. Yeah. It's not like you can make a group movement if some of the people in the group don't want to do it. Yeah. So even though that this is a together effort, I think that it is going to be an individual person's plight and fight to get out of that.
Absolutely. That's a great take on it. What about from a production standpoint? Do you feel that on the international market, are there more challenges as far as producing films, you know, in another nation and then showing them here?
Yeah, I think it's tough all over the world. The cinema is having a tough time these days. It's like being in a crossroad. There's everyone's trying to turn into digital. Mm-hmm. It's tougher to sell, bringing people into cinemas, and it's tougher even more to Asian countries, and it's tougher for Filipino movies because we don't have the same kind of history as maybe Hong Kong films, maybe Japanese films or South Korean films. So the Filipino films are mostly admired through art house films, but never really on genre films. So we're glad that somebody picked us up. We're glad that people slowly get interested into genre films coming from our country, and we're hoping that they're gonna see more of it.
That's awesome. What were some of the challenges with this specific type of film, with this genre, you know, a drug bust? Were there any complications or any, you know, laws that had to be abided by specifically filming?
No, we didn't want to do an imagined BuyBust operation. So we were, from the outset, we were very, very clear that we want to involve real drug agents into the film, using them as consultants, using them as, how would you react? If somebody shoots at you, how do you react? You find the nearest door to go in, and all those things. We designed the fight scenes based on the knee-jerk reaction of agents, and also they would give us pointers on how the common citizens would react to a bust operation. Wow.
That's huge. Yeah.
We were very careful not to just come up with a thoughtless drug story, right, and not base it from anything concrete or real. I think we've worked around it pretty well, and they had some good training in terms of lingo, for example, the kind of words to use. That way.
I love that there's that authenticity. That's great that you really took the time to thoroughly develop the project and have that element of, you know, a real task force. Now, I know you have a history in UFC fighting. Is that correct?
I am a martial arts fighter. I used to fight for the UFC organization. Now I am in the One Championship heavyweight division. I am the champion over in Asia.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So the action part of this movie was very, very satisfying for me, and very, very I'm not going to say easy, but it was the easiest part of the movie, the action part.
Came naturally to you.
That part was just, that was so easy, but everything else was hard, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But like you said, I'm still the champ at one championship, so I am balancing both worlds right now, looking forward, but not yet, to moving my transition into entertainment full time. But not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Still the champion.
I'm still the champion.
You're not done yet. You still got some things to show.
That's not done yet.
That's incredible. What would you say carried over from your fighting experience into acting? I know they're different genres, different mediums, but is there anything that transferred?
You know, during some of the other interviews, they're kind of asking the same kind of question. And the easiest way for me to relate it, both worlds together, is I just turned everything in my mind into reps. So if we had to do the take again, I would just have to do another rep. I had to do the sequence again, I had to do another rep. It means to me that my coach wasn't happy with my performance, and let's go perfect it again. Let's go perfect it again. Let's try it again. So for me,
that's a good way to. Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, how direct. That's how I think about it. Is just okay. Let's do it again. What did I mess up on? Okay, let's fix that. Let's do it again. So that's why I think I'm enjoying it so much, and I'm not getting punched in the face or kicked. For real. So yeah, it makes it easy. It makes it easy.
So maybe there is an element that's a little bit easier than actual fighting. You're not getting kicked.
A little bit easier, not having to worry about that violence aspect of it. But you know what? During this set, during the shoot, over the course of 2 years, I've been hurt more on set than I do during a camp. Yeah, during a camp.
That's a pretty good story right there. I'm sure you could elaborate with other stories, but I won't make you go too far into detail. What's next for you guys? I know it's recently released, so it's pretty fresh, and again, congratulations. But do you have any other things lined up that you want to share?
He's starting his next movie in a month or so. I'm currently doing another film. And I don't know when it's going to be done. It took us a year and a half, 2 years to make this film, so I don't know when it's going to be done.
And then at the end of the year, I'm looking forward to defending our title at one championship in Asia. Hopefully Philippines, Bangkok, or Shanghai. I'm just waiting to hear back.
Cool.
And an opponent, but we will be fighting at the end of the year.
That's awesome.
For sure.
It's such a cool accomplishment, too, to be able to say that you're
Thank you.
the champ.
Thank you. Thank you.
How old were you when you started fighting? Is it something you've always been interested in?
You know, as a little kid, I was always a little roughneck, getting into fights everywhere and just fighting all the time, you know. And growing up, I got bullied a lot because I was always the bigger kid, but I was young. So I was the gumpy one in the group, so I would get singled out a lot. And then I started standing up for myself, started fighting bullies, and then actually started hunting bullies for my friends who was getting bullied by somebody else.
Wow.
Then from there, we just moved fast forward, and I started getting into martial arts and started learning how to train, and I started to understand violence and actually how to use it and how you really can hurt people if you know what you're doing. I started expanding into weapons training and specialist training and all sorts of other training. And so now my respect for violence is bar none above anything else. Wow. Above money, above power, above anything else. And if you understand violence that well, you understand it's definitely not needed unless it's life or death. So for me, I'm a huge proponent of teaching violence, but not to use it. Yeah. So that's where I'm at on the stand. Sorry, I kind of went off on a rant.
No,
sorry.
It was a good spiel.
A good bite. Sorry.
It was very insightful to hear it from kind of a psychological standpoint of violence. Is very interesting. So thank you for that take on it.
Sorry.
Hey, you don't need to apologize. This is just fun to get to know you guys. And what would you say was your favorite time on set? Whether either pre-production or during filming. But what was your favorite memory?
So for me, I guess so. This was my first film, super rookie on set, and I think our first shot together in Fort Masaysay.
No, our first shot together was the plaza.
So it wasn't the plaza. It was when we went to Fort Masaysay for
which is the second day.
Second day. So our second day shoot, we're all together. First day was kind of an easy shot compared to everything else we did. More standing around and just getting the looks. But the second time we actually went out to Fort Masaysay, and I think we did a shoot
It's a real military camp.
Real military camp. How many hours were we there?
It was like
30 something, you think?
24 hours.
More than 24.
More.
Yeah. So it was somewhere between 24 and 30 hours.
Yeah.
It was hot. We're out in
the hottest. Yeah. It was the hottest day. Maybe.
People were everybody was nervous about us. They kept giving us water. Make sure you guys get in shade. It was hot. we ground so hard that day. And, this is my first time in the business. And for me, I'm coming from a fight camp, so this is easy. This is just what I'm told to do, so I'm just going to do what I'm told to do. And all the other actors, I figure, oh, man, somebody's going to snap. Somebody's going to lose their mind because it's, it's hot, man. This is really hard, man. This is hard. Somebody's going to snap. Nobody complained. Wow. Everybody smiled the whole day. And then when all of the actors, they came and grabbed us at the same time and said, okay, you guys got a break. I think we got a 4 or 5 hour break. We put us into this small tent because there's no room up there, We all got into this one tent with aircon. We ate really fast, all of us. Everybody slept in that tent. All of the actors, all of the co-actors, we all slept on top of each other, beside each other, underneath each other.
Good bonding time.
For like 4 or 5 hours. And then when we woke up, everybody's like, oh, man, this is really cool. Nobody's complaining. Okay, let's go again. And that kind of set the tone for the entire film.
When they woke up, did you hear the news about the military guy? We were in a military camp who got bitten by a snake.
No, we didn't hear that.
Yeah.
No, they didn't tell us everything.
That's why it took a little more time before they were called into the set because everyone was looking for
snakes.
Yeah, and then they told
that.
us that we just need to light up the place because all of them will just disappear. So we lighted the place as fast as we could.
So this was at night that you were filming this scene. Oh, man. They probably didn't tell you because that would have been scary.
No, they didn't tell us. Yeah, they didn't tell us, right?
That is a good memory, though. Hopefully nobody was hurt.
Story that I told today
that he didn't know about. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good story. I love it. You're full of surprises, right? I have one last question for you guys. What is the takeaway that you hope that American or Filipino viewers, just world viewers, really, what if they could take away one message from the film? What would you hope that is?
For me, there's no one correct answer for anything. And there's always 3 sides to the story. Left, right, and the truth. Yeah. This movie will make you look at all 3. Yeah. And you'll still be wondering what you're in favor of. Wow. It's that deep. That's great. And especially being a movie from the Philippines.
Said it quite well. No. It's the challenge for all of us in making the film is we don't wanna sound political for politics. So we were very careful to present all the sides as much as we could, and then as you come out of the theater, you make your decision. You say, yeah, I think they were wrong. He was right. No, I think the other one was right. And you get what I mean? I think that's the role of filmmakers, that you don't editorialize. Yeah. Your role is to gather all sorts of insights, put it together in the film. Of course, I have my own beliefs, but to put it together in a film and you provide it to the audience and the audience decides which side am I on. So I think that's a...
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's the truth. Like, no matter what you think of the film, what's being told is the truth in all of the ugliness and in all of the prettiness on all sides. So you get to make up your mind at the end. I can't wait. Yeah.
So where can viewers real quick find? Is there a social media following, or where can people stay in touch with you guys?
Okay. Everyone can go and check out at Reality Entertainment, Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, we have the BuyBust movie Facebook page. And we have our own Instagram, and the one not with us is Ann Curtis. Okay. So Ann Curtis, Brandon Vera, Brandon the Truth Vera, verified, at verified.
At verified.
And at Erik Matti.
Perfect. Well, guys, it was such a pleasure. Thanks so much for taking time to... Yes, you are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the guys from BuyBust. We have Brandon Vera and Erik Matti, and that is my entertainment. What's yours?